All right. Well, hello, everybody. This is Dr. Evan Erickson, CEO of Liberty Ion, your friendly grant management company. So you can feel free to reach out if you need help managing your grants. It gets to be a bit of a mess once you know, uh, actually get the grant. You've got to do a bunch of paperwork. And so it can be annoying, and we'll take care of the annoying stuff for you so you can focus on your mission. So that's Evan at libertyion.com. I'm happy to be here today because, for one of our clients was lucky to be awarded a DLA SBIR, so the Defense Logistics Agency grant that we helped them write. And so, part of the post grant award period when you do your negotiation and set up getting your funds and everything is you have to be compliant with the various regulations. And for the Defense Department, it gets to be even more detailed than that with like the Department of Energy and so the way to get paid, and then also you have to have a cybersecurity plan in place, and so you have to sign up for these systems. The first is the procurement integrated enterprise environment, and then that will once you get that set up, you'll be able to then later apply for the supplier performance risk system. And so this is where you going through, just the CMMC is a test for security protocols. They also have a NIST test that you can do, but first you make it a cybersecurity plan, and you'll upload it to SPRS. Along with a NIST test, but just setting up the system is non-trivial actually. So the first thing that you'll have to do, so you'll need to have a CAGE code entered in SAM.gov if you don't have that already. So this is an important one. That's a different presentation that you can find in our when you're registering for SAM.gov. So if you applied to a DoD SBIR, probably you already went through that process, and hopefully it's all up to date. Keep that renewed. It's easier to renew than it is to re-edit everything and redo it if it expires. So in any case, you'll need that CAGE code. Then what you'll also need is you'll need an electronic business point of contact for the PIEE. And so make sure that you have this. That's my email right there, evan at libertyion.com. So reach out if you need help setting this up. But you can it's quick and easy just to change your points of contact for your business. If you don't have it, you don't have to go through the whole renewal process, and it's instantaneous. So you do that. Then you can set up your account with the PIEE. But actually, first, what you need to do is you need to contact the administrator, and they make a working group for you that has to be set up in the system, and that's based on your CAGE code. So you email them, and you look into the PIEE where the help desk is at, the customer support, and there's an email right there that you can email them or you can call them. I called them actually today, and we're deep in the or at the beginnings of a government shutdown, but they're still working, so they're an independent contractor probably. So that's the route that they're going with all layoffs and things. Is that a lot of times it's just farm it out to private contractors, which probably costs them much more money, and So, anyways, that's a political discussion for another time. But so you email them, and all it has to say in there in the text is, "Hi, I got a new grant for the DLA SBIR or whatever. I need to set up a working group for the PIE. Here's my CAGE code. I'm the eBiz POC, and da 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 da." And then they'll set that up, and they just give you a working group name the same as your CAGE code, and then you can set up your account with the PIEE, and that's over here. So with the PIE, you can do all these different things. So you've got the supplier performance risk system that's managed through it. Also, for payment, you can do the wide area workflow, and that's how you invoice it. So this is about tracking your expenses and things. It's a different presentation, but so that's why you need this. But the first part is when you start your contract with the SPRS. So what you got to do is you got to go when you're registering for the account. So looking at your profile when you register, you'll have your name. You put the CAGE code that's down, and for the company that you're registering for, and organization has to match what the name is in SAM.gov, and then the grant administrator, and then they'll let you go through. and that'll show the eBiz point of contact. If you're not the eBiz point of contact, that's okay. So that person can promote you to the contract administrator for the PIEE. So to do that, what you would do is you keep going next. If you're not the eBiz point of contact, then you can only register for this PIEE, the Procurement Integrated Enterprise Environment. So that's what they do, and you can make yourself the contract administrator. And then what will happen is that when you do that, they'll get an email. All they got to do is click into the email, and that'll add you as the contract administrator for the PIEE. And then you can add yourself to the SPRS. So that SPRS is right here. So you can add yourself as both the contract and vendor support role. So that'll be for like billing and things, and then the SPRS cyber vendor user role. So that'll be for being able to submit your cybersecurity plan. So, and then once you do that, it's all set. So if you change your eBiz POC, they said that it takes up to 5 business days to have that reflected in PIEE. So if you do it before you make your group, you might not have to do that, but otherwise you have to register it as sort of a link. So I would see if you can do it beforehand with your SAM.gov, and then it would be pretty smooth to register. If you need any help with the PIE or SPRS or SAM.gov or any of your grant management needs, reach out to effin@libertyion.com. We're here to help in any way that we can, and also we could do this for you, so it's less annoying. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll quickly be doing just a description of how to do the cybersecurity plan, and then the NIST exam, self-exam that you need to do for most DoD contracts, and that'll be another one of our series of grant management videos that we'll be doing. So, thanks a lot, and yeah.